So in this video, we're going to do a client interview with a private soccer coach out in San Mateo. He started running his ads exactly 4 weeks ago, and today we're going to have him share all his results. As always, make sure to watch until the end because I have Sebastian here, share his screen, show you all the numbers, how much he spent on his ads, and some of the behind the scenes. So Sebastian, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and break down exactly how many new clients you've been able to sign in the first 4 weeks of running your ad?
My name's Sebastian. I've been doing this private training for about like 5 years. I started in during the whole pandemic during COVID. So before that, I've been playing for. I mean, I grew up playing soccer. Started about like 7 years old. I kept playing up until 2020, I'd say. I think that
Yep.
was 2020 when the whole pandemic was happening. That's actually when I stopped playing. And I didn't yet know what I wanted to do when I was playing college. I was playing as undeclared for a while.
Yeah.
My first year I actually had to redshirt because I was undeclared. I didn't know what I was gonna do. And then I'm like, I'll just do kinesiology because it's it's related to the
Yeah.
athletic side. But then after COVID, bro, I mean, I just didn't know, right?
Yeah.
And I started to do these little private
hmm
trainings with people, local people here and there. And then from there, I think
Were you taking it seriously back then, or was it more kind of like a side hustle, kind of like just testing the waters?
it was more like a side hustle.
I see. What
Oh,
what
okay.
made you want to go like all in? Like when did you decide, you know what, this is actually possible? I can see myself like really doing this. Like when was that turning point for you?
I think that was when I started to get more people
Mm-hmm.
that wanted to do private trainings, but I wasn't out there trying to look for them. It was
Mm.
more like the people I already had were kind of like telling other people, spreading the
Right.
word, and then that'll kind of tell me like, oh, they actually feel like these trainings are effective. So,
Right.
and when I started to get other people from word of mouth, that's when I was like, all right, I think I can do something with this
Yeah.
to the point where it's a little more um I was pushing to make it my full-time job.
Yeah, of course, man. So before working with us, you've been doing this for about 5 years, kind of like on and off. And then like I guess 2, 3 years ago, you kind of like really went all in. How
Yeah.
much were you doing before you started working with us?
So before I started working with you guys, it was like 3K a month.
3K a month. And how many clients were you able to sign in the last 4 weeks of running your ad?
It was 12 clients I was able to sign.
Nice. And how much does that add to your monthly income now that you're at, 12 new clients from those ads?
Um, Total like 7K.
7K. Nice. Can you describe how it feels knowing that the business is making $7,000 a month?
I'm definitely grateful for that. Definitely grateful just to know that out of something I just wanted to do out of a little side hustle, make something quick and
Yeah,
be able to stay in the environment that I still wanted to be in, even though I wasn't playing. I
right.
think it's amazing to know that I can make a steady income where I'm still able to pay the bills and make a living out of it.
Now, before working with us and before running your ads, can you describe like where were you with the business? Like how were you getting clients back then? And like how was the structure like back then?
I was just going word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
Word of mouth. I wasn't so big on the social media part.
hmm
I would put videos here and there, but it wasn't like something I prioritized to get my clients from.
Yeah.
It was more just word of mouth.
Do you remember how many clients like you were signing on like a monthly basis before you started working with us? Because I know you signed 12 basically last month. How much were you
Yeah.
doing like on average per month before then?
I want to say it was on a month. I was probably signing like maybe like five.
And then were they like consistent? Or they kind of like fall off halfway through?
Maybe out of those five, maybe like two were consistent.
No, I see.
Maybe two were consistent. And then the other three were kind of just like here and there, maybe every
Yeah,
like 2 weeks or
makes sense,
so.
man.
Yeah.
Typically, that's the biggest problem when it comes to like relying on referrals and word of mouth. But just to shift gears for a second, I know you probably saw, one of our ads. I guess like what really made you want to work with us in the first place?
I'm gonna be honest, like when I first started to come across your videos, I didn't know if it was legit.
Yeah,
I didn't know. I'm like, I've never seen this guy before, but I like what he's talking about, and it's something I've been trying to break for a few years. And then I was just kind of it's whatever, just keep going. And then boom, I come across another video, and I'm like, bro, I keep seeing this dude. I keep seeing this dude. Um, but I never acted on it.
yeah,
And then I see like the people you'd post, but I didn't know anybody, and it was all from like out of the area.
Yeah.
And then I think it was like December. I think it was in early December where I saw that then you made a video with a local person, which was like maybe like 30 minutes from where I'm at, San Francisco.
Jason, right?
Yeah, Jason. So then I'm like, oh, whoa, okay. So this guy's local, and he kind of made me more at ease to know that he was once in my position where he was kind of on this like iffy side.
Yeah.
And then when I contacted you, I want to say I was even more on the iffy side.
Hmm.
Like, man, I didn't know if I wanted to go through with it.
Well, I guess what stood out to you about this? Like, what ultimately made you want to like trust us to like help you grow your business? Was it more so like the videos you watched, or was it like the first phone call that we had?
I think it was the phone call, but overall
Hmm.
the whole system in general, because I think that's one thing that I lacked was I didn't have a system
Yeah.
allowed me to keep growing efficiently. I didn't have a system. I was kind of just like going through it.
Can you describe like what the experience was like for you in the first couple of days, maybe the first couple of weeks of working with us, like after you joined?
Honestly, in the very beginning, like I want like two weeks, 3 weeks in,
Yeah.
for me, it was to get those 12 clients, it took a while.
Yeah.
It a lot of phone calls in the beginning,
Yeah.
a lot of just like answering messages, like a lot of being on your phone and try
Hmm.
to get those leads to just hop on a call with you. I think this,
Yeah.
and then it's like a lot of them, and you have to just be on there. And
What a good problem to have.
yeah, and it's something I've never dealt with, right? Having
Yeah.
to have all these leads. I think the first phone calls, I was kind of starting to get the hang of how to speak to them.
Yeah.
After a few calls, I was like, all right, I got this. It's just about getting on the phone, getting these people on the phone.
The really cool thing is like you are charging a super high premium, and I'm sure you've had tons of clients who are like, "Hey, I can't afford $100 an hour," because you went straight to 100 like off the every single phone call, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But and the cool thing is like, believe it or not, I'd much rather have 12 clients who I signed in the first month who are paying me $100 an hour consistently versus 20 clients who may be charging, 70 or maybe, $65 a session. Because if you dropped your price like 70, I'm sure you'd sign more clients, right?
yeah, for
And I
sure.
told you, like, I feel like the biggest thing that you did right was you stuck to your guns and you were like, okay, I'm gonna charge 100 and keep it at that baseline because it's so much easier to deal with people who are paying you more than to deal with people who are paying you less. Like they're
Yeah,
less naggy, right?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. I thought about that,
Yeah,
after the first few that we're kind of like, oh, this is kind of out of our price range, out of our budget. But I was like, no, I'm just gonna stick to it. I'm
stick to
gonna
it. Yeah,
take the risk and see how we can do this first month without changing
yeah, yeah, yeah.
price points. And I mean, 12 clients at that price range, personally, I think is solid.
Yeah, 100%, bro. And I think you were really trying to compare yourself to like some of our other clients, not knowing that some of our other clients were charging like 70, 80, $90 a session, like much less than you were. And I'm like, dude, just stick with the process. Like you're gonna sign puncher clients, and even if you sign like 12 instead of the average, which signs 15, 20, you'll still be at the same sort of price point. Plus, you'll be doing less sessions as a whole, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, for the private soccer coaches who face resistance when it comes to running ads because A, they don't know how to do it, or B, they're like really scared to spend the money on ads because they think it might not work out for them. Did you have any of those feelings before running the ads?
Doubt was a big one.
Hmm.
Um, Comparison,
Yep. What
another
helped
one.
you get over the doubt in terms of like when it comes to like turning on those ads?
Seeing the turnout.
Mm.
Just seeing the turnout of the people that
Yeah.
I was able to convert. But I think for me, it was just about just getting them to schedule one session. With that session, I knew that they'll come back because
Because,
I mean every session you want to give the most value and show
hmm
the value that you hold. And I think there's so many private trainers that I
hmm
feel I feel like for me, I try to teach the things that matter, the simplicity in playing
Yeah.
soccer, rather than the complexity of having them do all these extra things that are
Right.
really gonna be effective in an actual game scenario.
Yeah, man.
And I think by keeping it like that, it actually works. And then they come back like, yo, like He's like scanning more, like he's playing
Right.
simple with like two touches, like stuff like that.
Yeah,
I was like
100%.
going in there and trying to make them freestylers.
Yeah. For the viewers watching, can you describe how it felt when you started getting your first few leads? Like, I know you were super hesitant on like running the ads, and then when you were running the ads, how did it feel when you saw like, okay, this is actually working?
It was definitely encouraging to see it actually work. More motivating to lock in on it,
Hmm.
and I almost found I don't know how to describe the feeling, but to have a phone call,
Yeah.
that feeling of knowing like, oh, I got like two calls today, or I got three calls today.
Yeah, exactly. It almost feels
From these
like
leads.
you know, I totally understand where you're coming from. I had the same feeling as well. Like it's almost like a light bulb feeling where you're like, you know what? I'm no longer running this like little side hustle business that I'm doing on the side. It's actually a real thing where people are coming to me and I see how like it's working in real time.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
the coaches who are stuck using the old school way of doing things, like word of mouth, referrals, just, you know, handing out flyers, why do you think it's important for them to start getting on social media and like really starting those ads?
I think it's important because that word of mouth, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it in the beginning, but it only gets you so far. Like you hit a plateau.
Hmm.
And it's hard to break that. And I think the way to break that is with social media because you need the exposure. Like you
Right.
can be a great trainer. You can be a phenomenal trainer, give amazing sessions, but if the exposure is not there and if people don't know that you're a good trainer, I think it's only gonna get you so far. And I think
Right.
social media is like a perfect way because I mean you think about it, who isn't on social media
Right. Especially nowadays, right?
nowadays? Yeah.
Why don't you actually go ahead and share your screen so we can take a look at some of your numbers? All right, so it looks like from December 31st to January 31st, scroll over, you got 103 leads, 13,000 people saw it, and then your cost per lead was $4.57. Then you spent a total of $470 on your ads to sign 12 high ticket clients. I guess for you looking back, there's probably some coaches who are like, I can't believe Sebastian just spent $470 on his ads. Do you feel like that was worth it at the end, knowing that you got those results?
100%. It's definitely worth it.
Did you feel like you would, you know, before working with it, did you feel like you'd ever spend $470 on those ads?
No,
I
no.
mean, it's really cool because like, you know, one client basically covers the full ad spend for the week. Like you charge $100 an hour, and if you sign one client a week, that one client at the very beginning of the week keeps paying for the ad spend week after week after week, which means the 470 is basically 5 sessions, if not like 4.5 sessions at that point.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess what did you learn about like marketing as a whole while doing this entire process with us? Like what did you feel like you took away the most?
So first off, like this whole marketing thing is was new to me. Like I didn't even know these ads existed.
Yeah,
I thought it was just about posting a video and then hoping for the best.
yeah,
But I didn't know how much goes into this. Um, Now knowing how it works, it widened my perspective of running a business on social media and
yeah,
using social media to grow your business as in clients, exposure. So yeah, I think it just widened my perspective
yeah,
of,
100%, man.
of
Why don't you actually stop sharing your screen? I'll ask you a few more questions,
yeah,
and then obviously just so we can go into like the nitty gritty of like the behind the scenes for you.
yeah.
Yeah, just unshare your screen. Okay, cool, man. So now that you know you saw the results, can you actually dive into like the sales side? Like, what did you learn about when it comes to like collecting deposits, when it comes to, you know, booking those packages and those monthly memberships?
I had to get out of the uncomfortness of speaking about money with clients. I think that was the biggest one for me.
Yeah,
I felt it felt kind of like not it felt kind of weird to talk about numbers when I'm trying to
deliver a good session.
yeah deliver a good session and focus on their child. But I'm over here like speaking about numbers, but I learned that there's a way to do it where
Hmm.
it's smooth and they know that it's part of it, right? It's part of what
Right.
you're offering. It's part of any type of service, anywhere you go, and there's a service being provided. You're gonna have to speak about numbers. So I think I had to learn that way, and once I learned it, it gave a little more confidence
Because
and
you know exactly what you're going to say before the
yeah,
conversation happens. And it's like, you know, you have full confidence, like, okay, I'm going to go into this knowing exactly what buttons to click and exactly what things to say to these parents.
yeah. Yeah.
I
And
guess beforehand, were you doing any sort of like packages or memberships or any like deposits before you started working with us?
I was doing packages, but the percentage of clients that were getting them was pretty low.
Mm,
It was pretty low. Other than that, it was just like clients
yeah.
paying for the session.
I feel
And
like you were probably like one of our most skeptical clients. Like, if correct me if I'm wrong, of course, but you were like really hesitant on like working with even on the first phone call. I guess for you, in terms of, you know, the results achieved, and just to be transparent, like the investment wasn't cheap. You made a huge investment in yourself. I guess why did you ultimately take that risk to like bet on yourself?
um, yeah, like you said, the investment wasn't cheap. It was for me as
Yeah,
well. I had to just put it all in the pot.
yeah,
And I think what really made me make that decision was thinking about all these years in the past where I was just stuck in the same spot and I couldn't really break that plateau. And one thing we talked about on our call, I think you asked me like something along the lines of like, why continue that way? Like, why continue to be stuck in that same spot? And I think that was a question that got me thinking about it. And I was like,
I think I said like whatever you're not changing is what you're choosing, and if you just continue with a certain game plan, you're gonna just continue being stuck in that same sort of situation. So like, why
exactly,
keep choosing that reality for
yeah,
yourself?
exactly.
Now that you're getting tons of new clients, what's next for you? Like, what's the long-term vision look like?
I think the long term for me is to keep those clients that I have now.
Hmm.
A lot of them are super young.
Yeah,
They're young clients, so I think keeping them and focusing on their development long term wise
yeah,
is definitely priority. Help them just grow.
of course.
Great athletes, but also great people outside of the athlete
Yeah,
um, environment. And I mean, take it to the point where one day, we have a facility.
yeah,
We have a facility,
100%.
a team of coaches, and all pushing that same purpose to grow these kids into, great athletes, but also just great people outside of the field.
Yeah, dude, so well said. So well
Yeah.
said. And I really enjoyed the interview so far. I guess for you, any final thoughts that you want to leave the viewers? Anything that you feel like you want to speak to that version of you who was scared to do it, and now looking back, you got the result that you were hoping for?
I think just to if you're in the business, any type of business, especially a service, and you know that what you provide is valuable,
Hmm.
I think just have faith that the risk you're going to take will work out. I think just having faith that what you feel is a big risk. I mean, it is a big risk,
Yeah,
but the bigger the risk, I think the bigger the outcome for sure.
100%. So well said. So well said. And I think to add on to your point, if you are afraid, go watch a few more client success interviews. Like really sell yourself on why you should even do this in the first place. Because I'm sure you watched a few interviews and you probably saw like all the guys on Instagram. You probably saw their stories and their results before you started, pulling that trigger with us. So if you are in that position, like Sebastian just said, do your homework. Like do your homework on us and see the results. Like go on Sebastian's page. I believe your Instagram is fff.training.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
go on there, feel free to ask him questions as well. And then really see like Sebastian's a real coach. He's in San Mateo and he is coaching his clients out there. And once again, bro, like I really appreciate the interview. I'm gonna attach your Instagram in the description below for anyone who has any questions for you. Absolutely smashed it. Really excited to see what you're gonna do next in terms of, going into like the groups, which is definitely your next step, I'm gonna guess.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
groups, seeing, you just getting your first few group sessions going, because I'm sure you're feeling a little capped out. Would you agree?
Yeah, you get capped out. I mean, our sessions more
Yeah,
than like six, like you feel it on your legs,
yeah,
especially like mentally
mentally.
exhausted. And you want to be able to give
Hmm.
100% for every client, and it gets to the point where it may not be 100% towards the
Yeah,
end, but you want to give them the 100%.
right.
And I think there has to be a point where you got to cap it and then just focus more on that
Yeah.
group
It's gonna be
aspect.
exciting, bro. Really excited to see your first few group sessions happening and obviously fully transition to groups because obviously you're probably at, it's 15, 20 sessions per week on average.
Yeah, like 15
15.
to 20 sessions on average per week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so definitely look into that group session. It'll be a great next step for you, and obviously we'll help you with that. Once
Thank you.
again, thank you for being here. And if you are a private sports coach and you're watching this video and you want more help growing your private training business, click that first link below in the description to book a call with our team to see how we can help you do the same thing. Once again, Sebastian, appreciate you being here and appreciate the interview.
Thank you, Mom. Appreciate you.